Today we have our first look of the newest and final Zombies experience coming from Treyarch for Vanguard and for possibly the next few years for Call of Duty. This is an overview of the entirety of Season 5's content for both Warzone and Vanguard. Some extremely exciting crossovers from several Call of Duty characters, and if you want to see more about that, you can find it in the video linked in the description, but let's jump into Zombies. And here is our very first look at the first of a few screenshots. Now this looks absolutely amazing. This definitely confirms that this is going to be a final boss fight against Kortifex in the Dark Aether. You can see a multitude of wonder weapons here held by these operators. We can see the Decimator Shield, the Wonder Waffle, DG2, and the Ray Gun. Look at how huge Kortifex is. This is going to be one heck of a final boss fight. The main goals in this map being to pass the trials, confront the construct, and defeat the Archon in the epic conclusion of Vanguard Zombies. The storyline says get ready to return to Egypt and take on new quests in the finale of Vanguard Zombies following the tragic secrets unearthed at Shi No Numa. Gather crucial intel, survive round after round of the undead, and face off against Kortifex the Deathless within the Dark Aether itself. You'll need every advantage you can get, so be sure to hit up the Perk Fountains, Altar of Covenants, Tome of Rituals, and the Pack-a-Punch machine, and prepare for a larger-than-life final battle. Second image shows us the other portion of the map, and this is going to be quite a disappointment to quite a lot of you guys. Now, we had a rumor come up today that this was going to be the case, but as you can see, the Zombies map that we're getting is pretty much just Terra Maledicta, but in a round-based format. Now, they have made some changes. As you can see from this image, they've added what seems to be some sort of green hue. Makes the map look a lot different to what we saw originally with that very bright vibrancy. It's got some green to it. We can also see the Pack-a-Punch machine in the background, which seems to be very much like Dean Machine, where Machine might actually be stuck in the Dark Aether, and we have to go inside of the Dark Aether to gather the parts in order to build it, so it materializes in our reality. But upon first impressions and details, it's obviously going to be a little disappointing to some of you, especially if you were expecting this to be a brand new original map with locations and areas that we hadn't seen before in Vanguard. But I just think this all comes down to the fact that Vanguard Zombies just had a really poor reception. The budget was cut for it, and Treyarch just had to make do, making the most out of a bad hand that they were dealt, and this is what we've been given. But there are some plus sides to this for sure. The fact that main marketing focus of the map is focusing on this final battle with Kortifex makes me believe personally that this is going to have a very good Easter egg and boss fight, considering this is the main focus of the map. We also have every wonder weapon that's been in Vanguard Zombies within this map. Although the Decimator Shield, I really hope that Treyarch have gone back and really made some changes to how this works, because it was awful on launch with Terra Maledicta. They buffed it and it was still awful. So hopefully now it actually plays like a wonder weapon should. And also Terra Maledicta, to play as the mode that it was at this current state, is really awful. But to play it in a round-based format, I think it's going to be a completely different experience, which I'm excited to try out. And I'm hopeful that the story and the boss fight of this map is going to make this a really good experience, that any doubts we have about this map not being good because it's just a full-on remake of what we've already had will hopefully be thrown out the window. It's just a shame that when we look at a season of, new maps that we got for this mode, sure, Shi No Numa was a remake of a portion we already had inside of Duranfang, but we were expecting this final map to at least be something completely different that we hadn't seen before. But it turns out that from this whole season, we've only had 3 unique maps as opposed to the expected 4. It really is a shame that it's not a whole new unique area, but I guess they must have done so much work because the actual Terra Maledicta map is pretty expansive. It is big. Hopefully they can take everything they learned from why people actually really enjoyed Shi No Numa when it comes to the Easter egg quests and the steps, which are quite logical but really fun, and adding that into Terra Maledicta. Now, there is going to be more information coming from Treyarch, including the launch date and time for the main quest, which I assume will be the day of the season starting, perhaps maybe at the exact same time or like an hour later or something like that. There's also details of new buffs and gameplay improvements, new zombies challenges with unique calling card rewards, battle pass weapon support, additional weapon unlocks to tackle, and more. But from this image, you can see that our boy Raul Menendez is using a brand new weapon that's actually from Advanced Warfare, the EM1, but it's called the EX1 in this game. What's even weirder is we'll be able to complete this final Easter egg, the final boss fight against Kortifex in the Dark Aether storyline, as Raul Menendez. It's just absolutely crazy. There's an SMG coming as well called the RA-225 at launch, and then there's going to be a few new weapons coming during the season, such as the Valois Revolver, which is going to be in the launch window. And then 2 new weapons, the BP-50 and the Lena 57 assault rifles will be coming as well. But there are no imagery for that. But when it comes to characters, Raul Menendez is going to be coming, and I mean, it's just crazy that this is even happening. In Vanguard of all games, why not Black Ops Cold War? I will never know. Khalid Al-Assad is also returning as well from the Modern Warfare series, and it's exciting that the blog post mentions reference to Vladimir Makarov existing, saying that he is only outranked by Vladimir Makarov himself, which gives us a hint that maybe Vladimir Makarov might be in Modern Warfare 2. There's also Gabriel T. Rourke, who comes from Call of Duty Ghosts, which is just absolutely crazy. And then finally, Seraph from Black Ops 3. Definitely a very unusual final season for Call of Duty, having all of these characters in. Then, of course, with zombies, but it's very clear to see that Treyarch have very strict deadlines. They just don't have enough time to create anything more than what we're being given. Whilst it's not the greatest outcome that we could have for a final zombies map, especially if this is the last one for 2 years, I already know I'm going to try and enjoy the heck out of it. This boss fight should hopefully be a very memorable and exciting one. And we're going to see what happens with the most integral moments of this storyline in Vanguard connecting to the Black Ops Cold War storyline, and seeing if we, might even get some hints as to where Cold War's story is going to be going. Do let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comments below. Drop the video a thumbs up to support it. Subscribe so you don't miss out on this zombies map when it drops next week. If you want to see the crazy trailer where Menendez, Rourke, Al-Assad, and Seraph are introduced in this season, then click the video on your screen right now.